back to Stadium Stories. I'm Christy Lear, Manager of Athletic Communications at St. Leo University. And with me today is Isaac Jeter. Is that how you say it, Isaac?
Isaac Jeter, yeah.
Awesome. And I was talking with you right before this that usually we interview some athletes, staff at the athletic department, but we kind of view you as a member of the Lion family because you are always at the soccer games taking really awesome quality photos and really capturing the emotional side of what these athletes are doing during a game day. And you're even at practices and building relationships to the point that you're the photographer for coaches' weddings. And so I would love to get to know you a little bit more and have the rest of the community get to know you. And I guess I'll start by asking if you could share a little bit about yourself, where you're from and what your background is and your family, things like that.
Yeah, I'm actually from Day City. So I commute here and grew up passing by St. Leo all the time. And it's funny because my mom took a lot of photos when she was growing up into adulthood. She was even like on a flip phone, always taking pictures of me. Dad, the same. Is actually like a real cowboy before he passed away, and took photos of cattle. And so it was kind of like this unspoken family trait in a way. And I just got out of high school and said, I need to learn a trade. And I loved photography. And I was like, I just got to go for it. And so I've gotten a lot of support from my family. And I actually got the opportunity to live in London for a year to do a photography degree. And after that, I came back here and just I've been rolling with it ever since.
Yeah, that's awesome. What was the opportunity in London? It was a degree?
Yeah, it was called a foundation degree or diploma for those from England. And I got it from University of the Arts London. It was just a one-year program. It's almost like equivalent to getting an AA, but in England.
Gotcha.
And I really had saved up for years and years, family inheritance also, and cashed in my Florida prepaid because I visited there as a graduation present the year prior. And I was just like, I got to live in London. I got to. And so I fought hard for a year, saw that I can do photography. I know I can do that. So that's how I got that opportunity.
Yeah. And the microphone went out just a little bit. You said your dad was a cowboy and took photos. Is that right?
My grandpa. Yeah, my grandpa.
Wow. And was that in the Date City area?
He did it like in Okeechobee. He did it Wauchula, South Florida usually. But he would have like the huge cameras with the floppy disks on them.
Okay.
And he'd film the cattle, put them on the computer and sell them for auction online.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really
so
cool.
I grew up around.
So photography was like in your blood. Now I was looking at your Instagram page. You don't just take photos. Well, you don't take photos of cattle, but you do take photos of lions, I guess, if you want to stay on that realm. But it's soccer, but you're also into motocross a lot. And yeah, how did you decide you wanted to take photos of more action? Was that during the degree?
Yes, actually, I started taking photos of soccer and football in London. A group of guys from my church said, hey, we play every Wednesday. Would you come take photos of us? We know you're a photographer. So I said, cool. That's more, I get to hang out. And so I definitely went and took those photos and found I loved it. And slowly getting into weddings and, stuff like that, but love sports photography.
That's really cool. So you enrolled at St. Leo after getting this photography degree, and you're a religion major. So you have a variety of passions. Could you tell us a little bit about your journey to pick that degree?
It's a wild journey because I've gone here or there to different schools. So I got some of an AA at PHSC, the community college nearby. And so I transferred here after my UAL degree in London. And I was like, I'm just going to get an AA. My grandma said, hey, you should try. And I said, I need some kind of credentials. So AA comes by and I'm like, well, what do I do now? And I learned about this religion program and I'm very, very adamant about my Christian faith. And I said, I want to do that. There's got to be a way I can do that because they're actually closing out the program. And I was like, man, if I could just squeeze into it. And definitely did. Dr. Woodard helped me tremendously, as well as many other professors. So they're all up to them.
That's really great. Now, when you were looking for a university, was that one of the major things important to you? Was the degree? And you said the door was just wide open, yelling at you. Were there other things that you were looking for a university?
I was, my head's in the clouds. I went to London. It's always wanting to travel, do stuff. But I thought logistically, once I moved back to Florida, I said, I work a job. I don't have a lot of money. I'm an adult now. And so St. Leo kind of seemed like this foreign, like, oh, I don't know about it. Let's try it out. And my grandma was like, you should apply so I don't have to go back community college. So I said, okay. I didn't think I would be able to get in, but grace of God, I got in. And I just remember passing by before I ever got accepted. And I was like, I want to shoot the soccer program. I want to take photos for it. And side note, the first ever professor I had here was Coach Brett.
Oh.
On the first day.
I didn't know that. Okay.
8 a.m. class. I walk in, Coach Brett, whatever, is doing his thing. And he puts on his one of his team shirts. It says soccer on. I was like, there's no way. There's no way. And so after class, I'm like, hey, are you involved? And he's like, yeah, I'm the coach. I'm like, can I come take photos? It was, from me passing by and saying, I'm going to go take photos of their team to Coach Brett being my teacher, like 2 months at most.
That's awesome. What makes St. Leo a place that you're thankful to be at? So there's connections were happening almost like obviously on purpose. And yeah. What makes you so thankful for St. Leo?
I love campus ministry so much. I love that they're involved. I love that we take time out of our regular schedules throughout the year to observe Mass and do stuff like that. And I really just love how insulated it feels. Some people may like, hey, I want to live in a big city. I want to get the excitement. I love it that when I come in here, I feel like I am in my own section of the world. Like this is my area to feel happy, to feel safe in. And that's what I love.
That's great. Well, you clearly love soccer, photography, religion, and ministry. Do you follow professional programs in terms of soccer? And then I guess from there, with this mix of passions, like what career direction are you aiming for? Or are you still waiting on that?
Yeah, I always feel bad because I like teams. I like Inter Miami. I like the Rowdies, of course. Number one team is Crystal Palace with the Premier League, but I just don't follow it. I don't have the time. And I love it still. And that's one of my biggest dreams is to shoot for the Premier League, as well as other sports and opportunities. But I really just want to be a professional photographer. And really, I'm hoping I can get into a master's program for theology as well. And so see how I can utilize those in my life. But definitely photography is making money right now. So I'm going to keep doing that.
Awesome. Well, that's all the questions I had for you and answered a lot. I had no idea about your background with your grandfather I knew that you were in London, but I didn't know what you were up to in London. So that's where really this started getting a little bit professional, and then things really lined up perfectly for you to take off at St. Leo, which is pretty cool. So thank you for sharing a little bit of your story, and I hope others get to when they see someone wearing all black or covered up with a big camera, they can say hi to you.
Yeah, I feel a little bit more welcome, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for your work, and we all appreciate it, and the student athletes love it, and it's really pretty cool to tell the student athlete story through photography, and that's what you've been able to do. So thanks, and thank you, listeners, for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed getting to meet Isaac Jeter and photography. Isaac, if you want to tell them your handles to follow you at on Instagram, anything like that.
Yeah, I have two. One is a travel animal type of photography. It's Isaac ISAACX photo. And then my regular photography page where I'm posting St. Leo stuff is Isaac, ISAACJETER, my last name, and then _ photography.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, thank you. And until next time, listeners, we'll see you next Friday. And as always, go Lions.